Before we begin talking about the volume of spheres, please make sure that you have this either printed out or the digital version. So circles are weird, and a lot of times they don't follow the same rules or formulas that other shapes do. So we've just been coming off of talking about the volume of prisms and talking about the volume of pyramids or cylinders and cones. And in all of those, we first found the area of the base and then multiplied it by the height. So the problem with spheres is there really isn't a base. So instead of that process, we have a formula that we use for volume of spheres. And that formula is that V equals 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. So 4/3 pi r cubed. We also might see half of a sphere, and half of a sphere is called a hemisphere. So to find the volume of a hemisphere, you're going to find the volume as if it was a full sphere and then divide by 2 at the end. I think that's the easiest way to do it. So let's go through some examples of using this crazy looking formula. So our first example is where we have a sphere and we're given the radius. So r here is 3. So I'm going to use the formula 4/3 times pi, and I'm going to use 3.14, and then times 3 cubed. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my calculator and start typing all of that in. And I get an answer of 113.04, and the units would be cubed. If you're interested in how I typed all of that into my calculator, what I did was 4 ABC3, remember that gives me the fraction of 4/3, times 3.14 times 3 caret button 3. So hopefully that's enough to kind of jog your memory on how to do all of that in your calculator. All right, in the next example, still have a full sphere, but instead we're given the diameter. So remember, the radius is half of the diameter. So if all the way across is 12, halfway across would be 6. So my radius here is 6. So I'm going to use the same crazy formula, 4/3 times 3.14 or pi, and this time times 6 cubed. So I'm going to go up and type all of that into my calculator, and I get a value of 904.32 units cubed. So next let's look at a hemisphere. I'm going to first solve this as if I had a full sphere. So my radius is 5. So in my calculator, I'll be doing 4/3 times pi times 5 cubed. And what I've been doing in my calculator to kind of save everything else is using the up arrow, because it will have everything else that I've already typed, and I just have to go in and change the radius value. So this gets me 523.3 repeating. But remember, that would be if I had a full sphere. So since I have a hemisphere, all I'm going to do is divide that by 2, and I get 261.6 repeating. And that would be units cubed. I have to zoom out a little bit to write my decimal point. Okay. So next you're going to practice these on your own. Definitely make sure you have a calculator in front of you, and good luck.